Hey, peace and blessings to you. My name is Jerry B. I am the Entre Musician, and so are you. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Entre Musician. This is the space where we concentrate on the mindset, discipline, and focus of the Entre Musician. In today's episode, absolutely no exception. In fact, on today's episode, we're going to do something a little bit different, and I'm grateful to bring this show to you today because you may have heard through the grapevine somewhere that we started a sister show, which is called Artist Impact. And with respect to Artist Impact, this started back in January sometime, and we are in October of 22, but there is a media company in my area of Northeast Ohio and Western PA, and they have been airing these episodes of the Entre Musician for about 2 years now. We have a great relationship. Grateful to Greg Rotan, who is program director of Armstrong Media. And we went out to breakfast. I think it might have been February. We went out to breakfast because Greg had a wonderful idea for a show that could be done virtually, a show where we could showcase artists and where we could give them some help, some guidance, which is what I'm all about as far as their careers are concerned, and went back and forth from one idea to the other and developed what is called Artist Impact. And I'm blessed to be the producer and the host of the show, and wanted to introduce it to you. And I was thinking about the right time to introduce it in some of the past episodes, like Phil Craig, one coming up with Tony LaShawn. It has actually widened our network. The 10 Ton Tennies, I forgot about them, from Australia, and it's kind of widened our network with the amount of different artists that now we work with through Artist Impact. And so basically, I would love to give you the premise of the show, but I would love for you to see it too. So I'm going to do both. I'm going to give you the premise, which is we feature 2 artists every week. They send in their videos, and we have 3 music industry professionals, the real deal, who watch the videos and give them feedback, reviews, and critique in real time on the show. And if in some way that they can make an impact on their career, for example, hey, I'm from New York, so if you're ever touring in New York, I want to hook you up with a club owner that I know to showcase your talent, or I'm a recording studio owner, and if you're ever in the area, I'd love to give you this amount, or I know this manager, or I know this publisher, or I know this music supervisor, however they can benefit. So it's not a competition, it's not cash prizes, it's not like you come back in for another level. Every week we have 2, or I should say every episode, not necessarily every week, but every episode we feature 2 independent artists who are doing their thing. And we've been blessed to have artists from Australia and from South Africa and Ireland, just all over the place. It is really growing. And I wanted to know when would be a good time to introduce this to our Entre Musician audience. And with respect to us filming the 10th episode, I thought, this is really going, the buzz is happening. And so it's time to really partner the 2 audiences together. So the Artist Impact audience will know more about the Entre Musician, and the Entre Musician audience, you, my friend, would know more about what we're doing on Artist Impact. So I'm going to feature an episode here, and I want you to tell me what you think. I want you to leave your comments below. And if you are an artist, even from the Entre Musician audience, if you're an artist yourself, you want to send in a video, I'll leave instructions in the description box so that you can do that yourself. But without further ado, let's go ahead and kick it with this episode of Artist Impact. Blessings to you, and welcome to Artist Impact. I'm your host, Jerry B. This show is all about great music of every genre. We highlight, feature, and critique singers, bands, and musicians, poets, rappers from all over our local region and throughout the world. Most of them you probably haven't heard of before, but we bring them right to your door to encourage them and to see how we can make an impact on their career. Now, helping me to do that is our Impact Panel, or as I like to call them, our Panel of Love. These are all entertainment professionals, and what they're going to do is review and critique the artist and see if some way or somehow they can make an impact. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. Let's introduce tonight's panel. From sunny Florida is one of my best friends in all of life. He is production director extraordinaire. He has been the tour manager for Tony Bennett, and he is Vance Anderson. What's going on, Vance? How you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm very well indeed. Thank you, Jerry B, for inviting me. I'm very excited to be here to listen to new music and meet new artists.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here. And Linda is my sister for real. Linda is the associate professor of voice at the prestigious Berklee College of Music. She's a vocal coach and just she absolutely rocks. Linda, what's going on? How are you tonight?
Oh, you're really, really too kind, Jerry. I'm happy to be here, and I'm excited to see what we can do to make an impact on these young artists.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to do just that. And I have my new best friend in all the world. His name is Russ Palladino. He's from New York. He's a professional recording artist. He is one of the best saxophone players you will ever hear. Russ, what's going on, bro?
Appreciate that, Jerry. So happy to be here. So happy to help contribute to young artists and help them get some promotion, and if I have any words of wisdom, be happy to offer that to them.
I'm sure you absolutely do. Well, now, Vance, I mean, like I said before, you spent 20 years with the iconic, legendary Tony Bennett in his prime as tour manager, production director. What do you think was the most important thing you learned during your time with Tony?
Oh, man, I learned so much from Tony. I think the easiest way to put it is the very first thing that Tony told me, the very first moment I met him. He looked at me and told me, make it look effortless, which is what he did. He walked on stage and his whole performance and delivery is effortless. And so that's what we did. All his crew, we were very intensely looking at every single aspect, but we made it look effortless.
Well, I'm so grateful to know you. I'm so grateful for the work that we're doing in other endeavors, and grateful you can join me tonight. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about these artists that we have on point. Thanks, Vance. And Linda, not only are you a great vocal coach, not only do you have 100 million students that you teach and instruct on great voice, but you are also an author of a wonderful book called Being an Artist: The Art, Science, and Craft. Now, I love to sing in the shower. Do you have any advice to make me a better shower singer?
Yeah, everybody already sounds great in the shower. You know that.
Well, I do.
So you don't have anything great. We have to work on what you're going to do outside the shower, you know?
Right. So we can get your voice and we can get the essentials of what it takes to be a great singer. Is that right?
Absolutely. And the Being a Singer, the Art, Craft, and Science is a training guide, but it's also got a lot of fun things like interviews with Mike Gordon and some stories and some fun activities that can help you become a better singer. So you got to get your copy, Jerry.
Will do. Well, I'm so grateful that you're joining us tonight. And as I said before, and I really meant it, my new best friend is Russ Palladino. Russ, what was the most important thing you learned the first time you stepped into a recording studio?
I think for me, it was to come in prepared and professional, which means to be early and on time and be ready to get right to it. No nonsense. And that's pretty much served me well. in all these however many years I've been doing it.
It's been a lot of years, bro, and you've really been packing it in. I'm so grateful, brother, that you are joining us. I know you're going to have some great advice because we have two wonderful artists that we're going to present. The first one is from my hometown, Youngstown, power rock trio, Youngstown Rocks. His band rocks. It's called Turbo Lovers. BJ, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, Jerry. Thanks so much for having me.
I'm so grateful you're able to come on, man. And I tell you what, I really love your sound. The one thing, though, that I heard about Turbo Lovers is they get into it with a lot of Judas Priest fans because of your name. Can you explain why that is?
Well, sure. Well, the name obviously comes from the Judas Priest song. So sometimes there's a little bit of confusion. Fans think that we're a Judas Priest tribute act when we're all originals. So it's an easy mistake to make with a lot of cover bands out there and tribute acts that they usually sometimes take their name from an artist's song. But no, usually within a song or two they get the gist, and so it's all good.
Well, that's cool. Well, I tell you what, I love your sound. You have a great, great sound. And we're going to watch one of your amazing videos. It's called Reasons, and it's from your first album, Letting It Fly. So let's check it out. Now that's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, BJ, Turbo Lovers makes Youngstown proud. What do you think, Vance?
Absolutely, rock and roll at its best, no doubt.
Linda.
I love the classic old school rock and roll. Great video.
Absolutely. What do you think, Russ?
I'm a longtime rock and roller, and that is an irresistible groove and riff, and he got me immediately from the downbeat.
Hey, man. Well, look, let's go a little bit deeper, Vince. I know you want to dive in. What do you think?
Yeah, diving in here, BJ. Great. The band sounds fantastic. Not easy to create that whole thing in a studio, but you did it the live, really, really heartfelt. I have a couple of little critiques about the mix. Mixing is so subjective, but I wanted to hear more kick drum and more bass together driving that band, and I wanted to hear cymbals. I saw a lot of videos of the cymbals, but I didn't hear them. What do you think about that?
Oh, you're going to give our drummer and bass player big heads, I think, there, Vance. But no, I appreciate the critique. Yeah, you're right. Mixing is a very kind of subjective thing, and it's the one part that's always sort of the most challenging for me as a musician. I know, getting in there and just because you could kind of go sort of endlessly. So but I appreciate your thoughts.
When you're mixing a band live, I mean, your guitar is fantastic. You've got a great sound to the guitar and you're driving it, but the weight and the heaviness, it comes from the kick drum and it comes from the bass. And on the video, I'm not even seeing the kick drum front head move. And, it's just things like that I notice. Lots of video close-ups on the drummer, hitting those cymbals, but not hearing the Anyway. You're doing great, man. Just keep on going. It's really a pleasure to hear you.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Vance.
My pleasure.
That's absolutely excellent. Well, Linda, I know you're going to critique the singing a little bit because that's what you do. What do you think?
Well, it's great to hear you, and it's great to hear that you are searching for an authentic rock sound. But also singing without too much effort, I think. So tell me, what is that like for you live? Do you get tired?
Sometimes. I mean, usually if we've done enough rehearsals, sort of ahead of it going into it, as long as we've been playing sort of pretty regular, then it's obviously, as it's way easier because it's, your voice is a muscle. So not too often. I mean, sometimes if I stretch it too hard, or I push too hard with my throat, I can get, have some issues there. But generally for the most part, knock on whatever here, I haven't had too many problems.
That's fantastic. I think that one thing that could help you out with your vocals is to pay attention a little bit more to the most important lyrics in the sentences. Because what I heard in this song anyways is sometimes you give a lot of energy and a lot of emphasis to like words that are not so important, like prepositions or things like that. And that can be part of the rhythm, but it can also take away from the message that people are following. So it's the difference between people just being sort of drawn in because you're so hooked into the message, or having these sort of little bumps and grinds along the way that make people have a little bit of a distance. So I would work more and more on that. If you listen to some classic rock singers, they always are really dialed into exactly where they're going in the sentence.
That's excellent advice from a professor, no doubt, right? And Russ, I know you're a longtime rock and roller, even though you do mostly jazz. What do you have for our friend BJ?
Well, BJ, I would like to say I loved the riff, and that was an instant hook that pulled me in. And you have a great chorus too, which the more hooks you could have in it, the better. And I really have to say that you guys sound like the real deal, and your drummer and bass player also, everybody's locked. And I was wondering, do you guys do a lot of live shows? Can you pull this off live?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the compliments that we usually get is sort of all the noise and racket we make. Only three of us, and so yeah, it's live, loud rock and roll, and everything we do live. We don't do any. There's sort of a backing tracks thing going on with a lot of rock bands. It's kind of a bit of a controversy there, but we don't do any of that. So when we're up on stage, it's warts and all. So which is what real good live rock and roll I think should be.
Absolutely, and. When you guys go out and play, I'm sure you're playing for audiences that are live music loving audiences. And you don't always find that, especially, in your age group. I don't know how old you are, but I'm guessing you're younger than me. But, it was commonplace to go out and see bands, and you had to be good. You had to be really good. And I would say if you guys can translate the energy that I felt from your video and from this song live, that you'll find your audience and you'll collect them as you go.
Thank you, Russ.
Absolutely excellent advice. I tell you what, so BJ, what do you got to think? What do you think about what was said to you guys, man?
Well, I appreciate all the critiques coming from three very, very knowledgeable panelists. Whether you said the panel of love, but now it's going to be the panel of turbo love here. But yeah, very much appreciate it, guys. Thank you so very much.
That's excellent. Well, stick around, BJ, because we're going to bring you back. I want to thank you for representing Youngstown so well, but we have right down the street in Salem, Ohio, another young man who is representing Christian artistry very well. He's a Christian rapper named Hegemon. And yo, man, welcome to the show. How you doing, bro?
Thanks, Jerry B. I'm doing great. Excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited that you're here. Now, I had the opportunity to interview you on the Entre Musician, and you were talking about sort of being caught between a rock and a hard place with your music not necessarily sitting well in the church world and not sitting well in the world itself. However, you have overcome that obstacle. And how have you done that?
Well, Jerry, I believe in God, I believe in myself, and I believe in what I'm doing, and that's speaking truth through music. So that gives me this confidence to go out there, because I don't know who needs to hear what I'm about to say. So no matter what obstacle I find in my path, I find a way to overcome it.
And that's absolutely excellent. Well, you have a great video that you sent in. It is picturesque and is perfect for the message that you have. It's called Rap Star. Let's watch it right now.
He's a rolling stone, and now he on the road. From a rhyme in his notes, he tripping yellow. He tripping. Remember the name, yeah, it's Hegemon. Like Maximus Decimus Meridius. Like Batman meets Spider-Man. Dark suit, but anger not a problem for him. Nah, he's a Hegemon. You might see him on the track, but you won't catch him. Rap star at the age of 27, and he a legend. Now go tell it again. From the Midwest, down the East Coast, bump along the South, making noise wherever he goes. One destination to the Californication. Moving so fast, he gon' crash into LA. Cause he a rap star, and he go hard. Now make some noise and let me hear you say, cause he a rap star, cause he a rap star, cause he a rap star, cause he a rap star. Crafting his flows wherever he goes. He was planning his route before the sun rose. With the map in his head, he call it ghost mode. Now can he be stopped? Only the Father knows. Healed from depression, faith was the lesson. Generational curse was broke as he stepped in. To the devil, get back, you can't stop this attack. We be building a church, gates of hell won't prevail. They say, watch out for the voodoo and spells. Down in the bayou, no, he can't be scared. What's an alligator to a crocodile? And what's a reptile to your boy Kyle? Was in a death spin with all of his sins, but God pulled him out of that jagged mouth. Needed cleaned up like Huckleberry Finn. He did uncivilized, but could they ever tame him? So. Praise be to God for breaking these barriers. Captives set free from all the nefarious angels that fell. The ladder precarious. Aside from religiousness, what's the antithesis? Yes, he has weakness and yes, he has meekness, but that do not mean he won't beat you for Jesus. Came to the rap game, now you know in his name. Fresh to death, and he ready for the next phase. From the Midwest, down the East Coast, bump along the South, making noise wherever he goes. One destination to the Californication. Moving so fast, he gon' crash into LA. Watch out, cause he a rap star, and he go hard. Now make some noise and let me hear you say, cause he a rap star, cause he a rap star, cause he a rap star, cause he a rap star. Sun in his eyes, he need no disguise. Politicking aside, better straighten your lines. There's no compromise, just read Malachi. It's time to purify and let the righteous arise. He a servant of Christ, and and he colder than ice. Yes, he know the price, boy done paid it twice. That prodigal son who came back to life, better cancel him now before the fire ignites. Fire. From the Midwest down the East Coast, bump along the South, making noise wherever he goes. One destination to the Californication, moving so fast he gon' crash into LA. Cause he a rap star and he go hard. Now make some noise and let me hear you say, cause he a rap star, cause he a rap star, cause he a rap star, cause he a rap star. Rap star.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I love the look of that, but look, I'm only the host. I can't make my own opinions. Vance, what do you think?
Well, Jerry B said that you weren't well accepted in the church and you weren't well accepted in the world, but so was Jesus, not well accepted in church or the world. So you're right on point.
That's excellent. Linda, what did you think?
Very authentic. I love the road warrior vibe.
And Russ, what's happening, man?
Hey man, you pulled me right in with that little comedic opening, and you had me for the whole duration.
That's excellent. Well, let's go a little bit deeper. Vance, I know you want to dig in. You're chomping at the bit. Go for it, bro.
Always chomping at the bit. No, I mean, I loved it. I love the fact that you took me on tour. I love the fact that the video takes me into all kinds of places. I love the fact that you're out there just doing it. It's highly important. And I challenge you for your next album, Rap Star, the greatest rap star of them all was Jesus Christ. And I challenge you to rap the Beatitudes, rap through Matthew 5, 6, and 7, my brother. What do you think?
That's going to be a mountain of a challenge, but I think I'm up for it. We'll see.
That's good, yeah. Listen, the message is so desperately needed in the world right now. Whether you're a believer or not a believer, people are worried, they're anxious, they don't know what's going on. And it's our responsibility to give them the viewpoint that we've been given by the scripture. People either accept it or don't accept it, that's up to them. But our responsibility is to do it. So you carry on, man. You're doing a great thing.
Thank you so much, Vance.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see what you're going to do next. I'm not a big connoisseur of rap music, but you really got me there. And yeah, it's such a huge genre. To give a positive message in that genre is fantastic. Go for it, man.
Thank you.
Man, that was absolutely great advice. Great advice. Linda, from a singing standpoint, I know you want to dig in on some of the things that he was doing in his style.
Yeah, a lot of great things going on there. I do work with a lot of rappers, is because today a lot of rappers like to sing and rap in the same thing, and they also need to keep their voices fresh because, you know, you get tired saying all those words so fast and in correct rhythm. So you have a great feel. I like that a lot. I think that one thing that can help you get even more rhythmic and more inflection in your words is your breathing. So you're breathing a lot, and the really good rappers, if you watch them, even though when you're listening to recordings that are mixed and mastered, they're edited, but if you watch any rappers live, you'll see that they don't breathe very often. So you can get a lot of air by breathing less often. You'll actually feel more comfortable and you'll have a little bit more precision, particularly like at the starts of phrases where you can just really come in there sharp and clean. You do pretty well. I'm just trying to make it even better, take you to the next level. The other thing I would say a little bit about the video, I love the video. But if you're going to do something again like that in the future where you've got a big contrast, like this gorgeous blue sky when the opening and then the city streets afterwards, I would make the photography also move differently. So maybe contrast the speed. For example, you have very fast stuff in the rap star, and you have maybe something very slow in the scenic version. So that's just a tip for future videos, that you show them a lot of contrast.
Great.
I love it. I love it. Russ, I don't know if you rap at all. Have you ever rapped on your sax? What kind of advice do you have for Hegemon?
Well, I don't rap personally, but I do enjoy rap and hip hop, and I enjoyed this for a number of reasons. One of which is that little bit of comedy and humility that you brought right to the beginning made me want to hear more of what you had to say. And then I felt like your rhymes and your message was very focused and very authentic. And your beats were great. And the way you put across your rhymes and your rhythm was excellent. I was wondering, do you write to beats, or do you compose your lyrics and then come up with your beats later? How do you work?
Yeah, I like to flow over the beats. So if I can start there, it just gets me into the mood, and I love to feel the emotion behind a certain track. And that will stimulate my thoughts and just the creative process and how I write.
That's great. And I would say that the fact that you're self-contained and you can write your music, rap it, chord it, and shoot entertaining, cool videos like this one is going to serve you well. And just keep doing your authenticity and putting your heart out there. And anybody that is great and well known and somebody that maybe changed the world with their art, they were never loved at first, and eventually they came to be loved because they stayed true to themselves.
Wow, Russ, I mean, that was some very, very good advice. Hegemon, what do you think about what was said about your work, man?
I appreciate all the advice. All of the panelists really know what they're talking about, and I'm excited to take it and improve my music.
That's absolutely excellent. Any final words, Vance, Linda, Russ?
I'm excited too. I have looking at artists and new artists all day long, and now I have two more artists here that I really want to follow and find out what's coming next. I'm excited.
That's excellent. Linda?
Yeah, there's two things for you guys. One is the devil is in the details. Not that we want the devil, but the more you master your craft, the more success you'll find. And build the relationships with your fans, because you're both in tough markets. And the more relationships you have with fans, that's going to be your bread and butter.
That's excellent. Russ?
Well, I'm just happy to see two talented young artists out here working hard, doing themselves, taking it to the people. And I think that's the most important thing that you can do.
That's fantastic.
Today especially.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much. But I want to invite BJ back on here because I'm so grateful to have watched this stuff, man, and seeing how talented you guys are and hearing what they've said about you. But BJ, I know that you've got some gigs coming up. What's Turbo Lovers up for next? What's happening?
Sure, yeah, we just got some select dates throughout the rest of this year, supporting, like as you mentioned, the new record we just put out a couple months ago. It's called Letting It Fly. You can get that anywhere you download music or stream music, you can find that. But yeah, as far as some of the select gigs, Saturday, June 25th, we're at the Ribs and Rock Festival in Boardman. We're opening for Living Color. Friday, July 15th, we're at Yankees at Geneva on the Lake. That's with Crucial Crew, a Motley Crue tribute band. And then another highlight toward the end of the year, Saturday, November 12th, we're at Jurgles in Warrendale with 80s rockers Kicks. So yeah, man, just getting out there and just keep flying the flag for rock and roll.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, what's next, Hegemon? What's up with you, bro?
Well, this summer I'll be partnering with Now Youngstown, so you'll find me on the northeast, west, and south side. We'll be doing some block parties. I'm excited to get out there and perform my music. And I'm also working on a second album, so get ready for some new music.
Well, thank you both so much. I wish you nothing but success. You represent our area very well in your respective genres. Peace and blessings to you. And thanks for making history by debuting Artist Impact here on Armstrong. So blessings to you both.
All right, thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
Well, that's it for our first go-round on Artist Impact. Thanks again to our Impact panel, Vance Anderson, Linda Bolero, and Russ Palladino. Make sure that you check out the artistry of these great artists. I mean, my goodness, you got Turbo Lovers, you got Hegemon. You check them out. You go to a show, you support their music, buy their merch, okay? And by the way, if you happen to be an artist and you have a music video, please submit it to ArtistImpact.Armstrong at gmail.com, and let's see how we can make an impact on your music career. I'm your host, Jerry B. I appreciate you tuning in and joining us for the night. We'll see you next time. God bless. So tell me what you think. I am eager to hear your comments. I think that not only was this episode a great show, but I think that what we're building for Artist Impact is going to be much larger. It's going to be greater. We have other artists who are lined up and ready to go as we are taping those episodes. And we have even more music professionals who are coming and aligning themselves with what needs to happen, and they want to be a part of it as well. So I am so grateful, and I do want to hear what you think. Again, in the description box, there will be instructions if you yourself want to send in a video. We would love to have you. And I'm just grateful right now. I'm very, very grateful for what's going on here at the Entre Musician, here on Artist Impact, and personally. So I want to thank you because you are a big part of that. You give me hope. You know, sometimes I look at the number of views and I go, oh, but you give me hope. You being here every week absolutely helps. Please like, please comment, please share, and please subscribe to the Entre Musician. And we continue to grow this community together. As I always say as I end, my name is Jerry B. I am the Entre Musician, but you know what's most important? You should know this. So are you. We will see you again next time. God bless.